Hello and welcome to Blue Girls Video Podcast. Look at my hair. I just got it cut. I used to have really long hair. Looks like I put a bowl over my head. Okay. So the dreams I'm going to finish November 2021. Excuse me. I woke up last night thirsty. Thank God I have this close by. I wonder what that is. All right, so birthday girl, November 2021, start of the dreams. This one woman spent the night at an old friend's place for her birthday. They cuddled in the evening. Then in the morning, they were discussing plans, like if the birthday girl had other plans for the day. Like, were they going to spend the day together, or was she planning to see some of her other friends? The birthday girl invited some old guy over to help her friend. I just remember the birthday girl looked unstable as she was standing in the door. I remember this dream. All right, and then the next one, which doesn't want to scroll down. There we go. Muffled mouth. So, was with, well, I don't know, it doesn't say name, was with another woman, and she was standing next to me and then put her hand over my mouth. Okay, now I remember this dream too. Muffling my speech so I couldn't speak. This woke me up from the dream. We were both wearing vintage coats, which I do not have in real life. I do not know why this happened, and it was done out of character. In real life, yeah, I remember that. I was just like walking. Like outside, and then she just put, she reached over, and so in real life, been feeling a little short of breath, kind of feeling overtired. This was like November of 2021. That's how I'm feeling now. Well, the winter months too. Had a couple of conversations where I felt talk too much, but just was too tired to think and made a fool of myself. That just happened. Of course, someone wants me to keep my mouth shut. House of unknown origin. I was staying at this house in the Pacific Northwest with a couple of students. I'm not for sure why I was there or if this was me in the dream. So a woman owned the house and she had a son. I remember sitting down and talking to an Asian student. She was going to be there for a couple of months. Then remember passing another student in the hall as well. Both were nice and also residing at the woman's residence. Another woman agreed for me to write in black marker on this one monitor this one word. Well, that's where I don't say the word. Okay, so let's see if there's any more, and then we're going to go to November 2021. Okay, so that's it. Now we're going to November 2020. So I don't know. December 2021. Separating. Well, first I say they are having sex, and that's November 17th. Then I say, so I had a not so pleasant dream. My youngest brother was around me. I started failing in my college classes because could only use my memory to complete class assignments. Separating. My friend and I went somewhere together at the last minute. My friend tells me he isn't going back. I'm assuming where we came from. Excuse me. So I remember being upset with him because he didn't tell me and was off doing his own thing. Not for sure where he was going to stay. This kind of screwing up my plans. Then was at some woman's house. I became emotional when I had to go somewhere on public bus and questioned if was able to make this destination on time. Asked woman if could bring me to destination and back. I was temporarily staying with her or she was helping me. The area didn't look familiar to me in dream. The buildings looked like a lighter color. Sponsor is the next. Well, it's not a dream. Oh no, this is a dream. All I can remember is walking around late at night time. This area looks like Vegas, but could be anywhere. Plus, do not see any casinos. Okay, so that's why I'm drinking this. I'm trying not to rush myself. But I'm almost done with these dreams anyway. Most of them anyway. I have a couple pages. And it goes up to December 2022. So anyway, yeah, I remember this dream too, in which it looked like Vegas, but there wasn't any casinos, and of course, there's casinos everywhere. So it might have been in Nevada somewhere. The more I'm thinking about it, because I mean, you can just see Vegas is everywhere, and it could be just like a different, like I said, somewhere else. Okay, so December 6th, thrown off the list. Oh, I hate when that happens. So I was told in a dream that was thrown off the list. Then I was outside on the lawn at a small apartment complex. Then I wanted to go to Seattle for some reason. Okay, so I don't know what list it was. I mean, obviously it was for housing, but I don't know. I do not know what housing it was. Okay, so the next dream is going to be scenery. This woman with dark, curly, wavy hair and I were exploring this one building, something like a heritage site building. We were walking through the building, which the stairs were very narrow, so we weren't for sure if could make it to the top. I think we tried anyway. Plus, there were other people around the building as well. I remember taking some really cool pictures of scenery. I wonder where it was. I mean, because I don't say mountains or water or anything. Okay, then I got the word Airbnb, and then 18 it says. Okay, so was at this Airbnb place with a rather rude, passive-aggressive owner for the place. I thought it was M, but not sure since I could stay with friends or family in that city. I was in the dining room area and the host was saying something to me. I was going to sleep standing up right there in the house. Also brought over something for owner. Come to find out that a friend of mine in real life had a dream about being at an Airbnb the same night that I did. But this dream was actually in C, while mine was in M. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not for sure what C is. Oh, I know. Okay, duh, I know what it is. His was in California while mine was in Minnesota. Yeah, so okay, so the next dream is morbidly obese. All I remember this dream, keep in mind that this is only a dream. This one young woman was saying the words fat, fat, fat in dream. Then I saw this morbidly obese, short-haired, blonde-haired woman in her bed. She was facing the bed, so couldn't really see her face. I remember that. I am overweight. I don't know what you say, what is politically correct these days, but I'm not morbidly obese, but I am overweight. I am above the BMI. 30% I think I'm at. I don't know, but so I'm a little overweight myself. So anyway, this is just a dream, okay? And so the next word I get is revenge, December 15th. December 16th, it's going to get worse. Also, I had a dream of an old friend of mine named S. Okay, December 20th, 2 weeks. Okay, so now we're going to go to January 2022 for the dreams. I vaguely remember this dream. I remember being at the post office and checked my mail. I was supposed to receive an item, I think a letter, but it wasn't in mailbox. Later, I had a paranormal experience. I went to go look outside my window in the evening, and when I returned to my bed, I felt a cool breeze near me. I really hadn't been documenting my paranormal experiences recently. Okay. Okay, so the next dream is phone call. Sometimes I can't tell if some of these are dreams, and sometimes I add in my opinion in there or whatever. This is kind of a strange dream. Or not dreams, but just sometimes it's paranormal experience, and sometimes it's not or whatever. This is a kind of a strange dream. I was sitting on my bed and decided to return a call to a woman. I was possibly interested in a class, and she thought financial aid might be an option. The question: I walked into a doctor's office room, and a woman asked me a question regarding my mental health. She wanted to know if I saw or heard things that are not their question. I do not recall hearing the question, but assumed was content of question. I fib a little bit and told her no. I have had paranormal experiences which first started in childhood. My family was living in a former chicken coop place that was haunted. Some of my family members, including with myself, witnessed paranormal activity while living there. So I have talked about this in a blog. I don't know which blog it is or video. And then I go more into detail. So I get the word genocide December 24th. I was watching a news program and a woman mentioned genocide. Again, genocide on. Okay, so December 25th, 2021. Write it down. Okay, so here's the dream. Flashlight. A young teenage girl was lying down in bed trying to get asleep. She was going on the internet with her tablet when she heard someone approaching her bedroom door. Her father opened her door and she pretended to be asleep. She wasn't supposed to be on her tablet, so her father came back with a flashlight looking for it. He checked near her nightgown by her neck. It was strange. It was like he was reaching down her nightgown when her nightgown turned into an empty pillowcase. By this time, the teenage girl was sound asleep. To me, this dream was a nightmare and could feel something by my neck, which woke me up in real life. Okay, so with this, I think that she was like the father came into the room and she was pretending to be asleep, and she would hide. I think she had her tablet, and either she so I think that she put it down her nightgown. She would hide it down her nightgown, maybe in her hang on a second. So, either way, I fell back asleep. I was in this house with a woman and teenage son. They seemed to be in low spirits. Okay, so the next dream is traveling companion. First dream, both at hostels. The first dream was sharing a room with about 5 or 6 guys. Everyone had their own bed on the floor. I don't see any lockers or anyone's gear. It was just a bare room with beds. Then it was at different hostel, this time with older brother, still with several guys around, but in different room. This room again had beds on the floor, but also had lockers in the corner of the room. I went to go take a shower in a community shower at the hostel. I recall the people at the front desk talking about me when I went into shower, like they thought was going to stay an extra day. So I was thinking maybe people are living there. Afterwards was in a car with an older woman. Later, my brother and I were discussing our plans in the dorm room. It seems we were starting from Chicago, but it didn't feel like Chicago in dream. My brother wanted to go to Los Angeles and thought he would choose San Francisco since he grew up in Northern California. Another hosteler was joining in our conversation, mainly listening, like to give advice if needed. I mentioned how I've been to Los Angeles but went to Hollywood. My brother mentioned camping, and I mentioned how my gear isn't with me, have an America Pass or whatever you call it in real life, so I get 50% off some camping places. I had a day to decide if was going to continue to go with him. I remember calling the bus regarding info on a trip. Lady was kind of rude, plus I would have to pay $60 for another night, which seemed kind of high for a hostel. I also wondered why we weren't at a regular hotel and split costs. In the end, I think I went with my older brother to Los Angeles. In this dream, it has to be the younger brother. Well, I do not see any scenery. Most of the dream took place at hostel. I think it's my different older brother. So I do remember this dream. And this is a different brother. Okay, so Puerto Rico is the next dream. Two friends were dining outside at a restaurant. They were going on a trip together to possibly Puerto Rico. One of the women really didn't want to go with her friend, and since she was dragged into the situation, her friend was bragging about how many credit cards she had obtained, which really didn't impress her. Later in the evening, they came home to a dark house, and the woman's friend took a wallet from a purse, possibly hers. There also were an older couple around in the dream that were good people. Also, this is an important dates, November 17, 2021 and January 2nd, 2022. So January 5th, cuddles. A young woman was lying down when a little boy went and lied down next to her. So she woke up with the boy next to her. Duh. And college bus. Okay. There was a college full of mainly students. I might have been on the bus further in the back on the right-hand side of the bus. In the middle of the bus on the left-hand side were several female Caucasian rowdy college students. Then as I looked directly to the left of me was a man with dark brown hair and his son. I mentioned how I had 4 brothers, so I'm half man. I'm not for sure where the bus was going. It seemed like a field trip and not in my current location. I also forgot this dream, but a guy with boots is walking through grass and a needle gets stuck to one of his boots. There are other needles on the grassy area. Okay, so that is the end of January. So I think that's gonna be it because I don't want to go into February. February looks like it's a little longer for more dreams. So that's it for now, and thank you for watching. I covered December and January. December 2021 and January 2022, and part of the end of November 2021 too. Okay, so thank you for watching.